You're probably wondering where I am. Well, I'm right here on the south shore of Nova Scotia, and we're staying at Seaside Cottages at Ginger Hill. And we've trekked about, I'm going to say 20 minutes, but Jeff Wood and I can walk pretty quick. So what we've done, we've come to a point and it's really windy. You can see the waves. What we're doing is I've got a medium action spinning outfit, and I'm using what is really a classic rig for fishing here in Nova Scotia. This is actually a more Silda spoon that I'm holding up. We use them for ice fishing. It's about a ½ ounce. And then we've got what's called the feathers for mackerel. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in a row, and then a swivel. It's a very good spot to get pollock, and also we might be able to get some mackerel. So I've got a fish on here. That was my first cast. It's a small pollock. He's just a baby, but that's a really good sign. So we're looking for ones that are anywhere from about 12 inches to about 15 inches. That's what a pollock looks like. He's small, but they're very tasty. I'm just going to throw that one back. This time I'm going to try to let my jig sink a little bit. The challenge that we have here is that I'm casting into the wind, and I don't know that I want to go close to the bottom. That's where the pollock are, because I might get caught. So let's see if I can get some bigger size fish to come up. Let it sink, sink, sink. The scenery here is amazing. And Barb is coming. Oh, there. I've got one or more fish. This one feels a little bit bigger, or it could be a couple. I like the action on that rod tip. This is an eating size one. So the mackerel that we'll probably catch here will be probably about the same size. So these to me are pan fry size. So to me it looks like, you know, back home we would keep a perch that would be that long, because there's my hand. You can see it's longer than my hand. So we brought a bag. We didn't bring a pail because of the walk that we have to do, so I'm just going to drop them down in the water. So that one hit the spoon, so I'm going to let the spoon sink a little bit more this time. Hopefully I won't get stuck on bottom. I didn't bring any extra rigs. But you know, this is one of the things, if you come to Nova Scotia, especially if you're fishing, staying on the south side, you can go out in a boat and go fishing, bottom fishing, but you can also take your rod, bring a bunch of jigs, vertical jigging spoons, or you can buy, most of the stores sell the feathers that you can add to the spoon and just fish anywhere, literally, you know, off the piers where the boats are. I think I just picked up some seaweed there, so I got to get that off. Or you can fish off the shorelines, wherever there's moving water. Right now we have a rising tide, and it's in the afternoon, so the sun is starting to go down. I just have to be careful because these rocks are very sharp, and I didn't bring, you know, really good footwear. But it's wonderful that I can get close to the water to fish. All this rock fishing. I'm just going to sit down here for a second. Oh! Take this guy off. See, there's another one down here. Let me just get comfortable here. Oh, there. You know, this is amazing. I used to read articles about people in Australia rock fishing off the rocks. You know, but when you get these pollock are not huge. Let me get this one up here so I can show you. There's water here in the rocks. Oh look, this guy I'm guessing is about hard to hold on. And they've got very small scales, almost like a bait fish. So look at them. They're beautiful fish. You know, we were out in the boat with Wade and Kenny, and we were fishing in about 12 to 15 phantoms, and some of them were about 2-3 pounds. But these are perfect eating size for pan frying. You can see how wide they are. So they've got pretty wide fillets if you want to fillet them. But what I've been doing, because the scales are so fine, I've been just gutting them, and you see where their anus is there. That's not where their stomach cavity ends. It actually ends back here. So I start with the knife back here, go all the way over here, and then I take the insides out, cut the head off, and you can freeze them that way. I think they're beautiful fish. They remind me like of small trout. They're very good eating. and they're very plentiful. But that rig again, I'm just going to put him back down here in the water. That guy hit the spoon. This I thought was about a half-ounce spoon. It's 18, I believe it's 18 grams. It might be a little bit heavier. But this is a spoon that we use when we're ice fishing back in Ontario. So that's my weight to help me cast the rig out. And then we have the mackerel flies. These are rigged together. There's 4 of them. You can see them. They're dangling in the wind. And I believe that this is about 40-pound test, and this is about 80-pound test. And the reason they do that is because if you're hauling the fish up, like I'm here on the rocks, or you're from a boat that's higher up off the water, you can grab the leader just below the swivel and lift them up. Because sometimes you get 3 or 4, and sometimes you get cod surprises. Now, I don't expect to get any codfish here, just to get pollock and maybe some mackerel. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any mackerel, but it's really rough. But if you look here, look at the terrain. You can see that the tide is just coming up. It's where it's wet, eventually it'll be above where I'm sitting right here. And this is one of the things that I'm contending with. See the seaweed that's right here? So a lot of times you can hook that seaweed if you let your spoon go down too far. But if you have a strong enough line, I'm using 20-pound braid, you can actually break it off. Now look at how bright this line is. This is that suffix, it's the suffix braid, and it's actually marked in colors, and every color is 10 feet long. So it kind of looks funky. It looks like, you know, a candy or Christmas colors on the reel. And this is a reel that has a deep spool, so I can actually cast far even in the wind. But I'll tell you what, coming here to Nova Scotia, this is one of the many things that you can experiment with. And I've got a feeling that anywhere where you can get from shore to deeper water, because there's a lot of shallow water and a lot of beautiful beaches, if you can get to a little bit deeper water, especially on a point where the tide makes currents around the point, you can get a variety of fish. So this is fun, and I'm going to keep at it because these are beautiful eating, and it's such a beautiful evening. We're probably going to see a really nice sunset. I mean, this is amazing. Look, these beautiful pollock. These are actually chunkier. And look at the rocks here. I'm trying to just keep my spoon in the water. I'm gonna, oh, I can see the fish. Oh no, get off the weed. I can see the fish coming up literally on the surface. Let me just see if I can get another one here on. Oh, they're hitting right on top. You know, what a nice way on a nice day to come here and get the fish that you need just casting off the rocks. I'm going to slide my finger under there. Look, isn't that a beautiful fish? Look at the scenery with the rocks in behind. How gorgeous, how thick and healthy the fish are. I'm telling you, this is an experience. If you can fish out here in Nova Scotia, you should come out. I'm going to get another half a dozen, and then we're going to go back because I don't want to walk in the dark all the way back. We got, I'm going to say, almost 2 kilometers to walk back. Catch you later, alligator. This is amazing. Everywhere I cast, I get fish. Look at this. Wow. That's a full load. One on the bottom jig and the other one's all on the feathers up top. This is amazing. Look at them. They're nice eating size from shore. I want to get my line all tangled up. And when you get a whole load of them like this, they're beautiful. Look at them. Just casting off the rocks. I had one more. Yep, there he is. This guy's a little bit small. I'm going to throw him back. He went for it, but he missed it there. I'm going to leave him in the rocks right now. I'm going to try another cast. What I'm going to do, what happens, I think, is because we're using all the flies, when one hits it, the other ones think that there's a little school of bait fish, and when you're fighting it, the other ones come over and try to grab it. I mean, this is like every cast. And I think I got more than one on it yet. Unbelievable. You can't really fight it because you don't want to go into the rocks. You're trying to keep them up. fishing here on the south coast of Nova Scotia. Look at it. Getting all these fish. Beautiful. 1, 2. I think I'm going to take one more cast and I have all the fish that we need to eat, even for like 4 of us. Man, these are going to be done fresh. And you know what we have to go along with these? Some lobsters from Cotters right in Lockport. I cannot wait to have fresh pollock, these little guys, pan fried, and steam up some beautiful lobsters. And one of the lobster is 9.5 pounds. I'm talking go big or go home. Got more fish on here. Crevices and back up these rocks you can see behind me, but it is gorgeous. This is Nova Scotia. And you know what? I have about 20 pounds of pollock in this bag, which makes for tougher walking. You know what? I can't wait till we get back, clean some of these fish up, all of them, and then do them up with the lobster. Can you believe that? I don't even think I need any bread. Just lobster and fresh pollock done in the frying pan. That's what it's all about here in Nova Scotia. You know, these are nice size pollock. I don't have the best light here, but I have enough light to fillet the fish. I cored a whole bunch to take back on to Ontario, but these guys are going to be filleted. We're going to just pan fry them. So there's no difference in filleting the pollock as there is any of the other saltwater fish, the bottom fish. The pollock is a bottom fish, but they don't really stay on the bottom. I had some tonight that were hitting right on the surface. But you'll see how nice of fillets you get from these fish. I'm just going along the rib cage. They do have T-bones down their lateral line, but I'm going to try to go just above that. So there's one of the fillets right there. Beautiful meat, look at. And they have such small scales, almost like a minnow, that you don't really have to scale them. So I'm just going at an angle down the vertebrae. We've got a pile, we've got about 20 of them, I think. So it's going to be lots for the 4 of us. And one of the Woods neighbors would like some, so he's going to drop some off to them. I'm trying to go close to the vertebrae. See the vertebrae right there. And go right here behind the gill plate. There. Down. They're beautiful, flaky, when you cook them, nice white meat. I think they're one of the best tasting fish. You can find them, a lot of Alaskan pollock, in grocery stores that are all wild caught. They're great eating too. So look at. So about 6 fillets like that, even for a person my size, are perfect for eating for dinner. Okay, now to do the rest of them. Look at this, beautiful lobsters. These have been cooked. We thought we were getting 1.25 pound lobster, but these are like 2.5 pounds, which is great. You can't get lobsters big enough. And we've got the monster lobster. It's almost like rhymes. It's 9.5 pounds. And I don't know if we can fit it in one pot. So we've got the butter sizzling right here. I'm gonna put the lobster down. Look at these fillets. If this isn't mouth-watering, I know if I had some of my friends that like sashimi and sushi, they wouldn't even want these cooked, just cut into slices. So what I've done is I filleted them. These nice fillets, but look, I scaled these, but you don't have to scale them because their scales are like the scales on a small, like a bait fish. So we've got a nice coating here. Look what I'm doing here. They're not super wet, but what we're doing is coating one side, punching it down a little bit, coating the other side. I love that orange color. And we're gonna lay them down, flesh side down, shake them a little bit. And this is hot butter. Ooh, I love that sound. We're gonna turn it up just a little bit because it's on low. And I'm gonna take the next one, skin first. You know, they're not monster fish, but I'll tell you, to get fish like this off the rocks is amazing. There's the second one. We're gonna go in the opposite direction so we can fit them all in. We're just doing a small batch at a time because we don't want to overcrowd the frying pan. Make sure, I'm pounding it a little bit because I want that coating to actually get caught into the actual fish. Go in there. And I'm doing the last one. Pushing it down. Now these are fresh. They were caught about an hour and a half ago after we did our trek on the rocks. So we burned off a lot of calories. That means we can eat more fish. And there. And in just a moment, you're going to see when I flip them over how nice they're going to look. I can smell the fish. They smell great. All I want is sear them on both sides. I'm using my finger, which is legal. Look at, there's the coating on there. The reason I'm flipping them over before they start curling really bad, I want to make sure they flatten out so that they cook evenly. And you cannot have enough butter. And these are almost done. You can see that they're a little raw. That's where the gray color is inside there. So we're going to make sure that they're cooked well on both sides. I'm using a flexible rubber spatula or plastic spatula. I don't want to scratch the bottom of the pan. And I'm just flattening a little bit. So what I find is when fish are cooking, as they're cooking, you can actually flatten them. Because no matter which way you put the fish in the frying pan, they're going to curl on you. Unless you leave them whole. And the ones that I'm taking back to Ontario are cored. That means that I've got the actual body of the fish, cut the head off, gutted them. Okay. I'm going to flip them over one more time. If you could smell these, it smells delicious. Look at how beautiful they look. So what we've done, we've let the fish cook for only about 4 minutes. I flipped them over once, flattened them so that we're not too curly. Now look at the fillets. My test is that I push on them, and when they don't sizzle too much, that means that most of the water is out. Now watch. They're not sticking, so it's good to use a pan that has Teflon on it. I'm going to turn them over. This is the final time. So they're not really blackened, but they're well cooked because I want to eat that skin. I'm doing all 4 of them. It's darker on the skin side. They're not going to look as dark on the flesh side. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit to low. So you're going to see 1 second here, about 10 seconds here. I'm going to flip it over. And you'll see how perfect they look. Look, the fish is done. Beautiful. Look at that color. When you cut into them or bite into them, they're still going to be nice and moist in the center. Perfect. Pan fried with butter and our favorite seasoning, Pollock, fresh from Nova Scotia. Okay, and the lobster. What do we have first? And there's dessert too. Wow. Sheila, thank you for everything, for hospitality. Are you going to have any lobster? You like lobster?
Sure.
There's lots here. Trust me.
I think.
So grab a few pieces. Don't be shy. Use your fingers. Yep. Jeff did a great job breaking them apart so you can easily pull all the lobster out. Barb, would you like some lobster?
Yes, please.
You know what? While you're doing that, I'm going to do this. Because I know
Wow, look at that.
I can't help. I got to taste the Pollock part.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's good.
Oh, it's so light when you try it.
Freshly caught today.
Look at one of the tails. Jeff already took the bones off and we got the heads to clean. Is this a feast or what?
Oh, the pollock is yummy.
With the lettuce? Isn't it delicious? I love that coating. Can you believe how easy they are to catch off the rocks?
Awesome.
You want fresh fish? Just go right off the rocks.
Yeah,
And catch
absolutely.
them.
Yes.
3 at a time. They are so good.